Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to this May Hangout, where we're going to be talking about the energies of Starseed upgrades over the next 6 months, what's coming in for you, what can you expect overall, just trying to get as much information as we can, what we're going to be able to be shown for those of us, which is all of us here, who've been doing the work for quite some time now and have earned the opportunity and the trust and integrity to be able to move forward and move onwards and upwards and upgrade our soul missions. So we're going to see if we can, like I said, if we will get any information about what those upgraded soul missions are all about as we tune in here. So if you're new to this space and this place, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Settle in as we do this little hanging out together. Just a chance to catch up on how everyone's doing. If you're returning, I want to thank you so much for continuing to join me in this sacred space. And in homage to everyone who's not in the 3D plane that is watching or listening, somehow tuning in to this broadcast, whatever astral plane, parallel universe, or alternate dimension where you are at, where you may be catching the vibe of these messages that are meant just for you. I welcome you all into TLC for the Soul. You may be listening to this on a podcast platform. Thank you so much for continuing to join me here, all my friends out there everywhere on podcast land. I know you can't see everything that I might put up in front of the camera for our YouTube friends, but I do my best to try to describe it. Many of the things I talk about you can see on my website or on my Instagram. That's where I post a lot of things, a lot of behind the scenes and stuff in my stories. So check me out in any of those places. Again, links to everything I talk about are always in the show notes, always in the description of the video or the audio. So let's take a deep breath together as we do our customary wrapping us all in love light and light love, and inviting in the guides who overlight this body of work for TLC for the Soul. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians. We have the Arcturians here today. We'll be delivering some messages. I have a feeling that quite a few of our Starseed families will be joining us today, since what we're talking about is Starseed upgrades. So settle in, pause me for a moment. If you need to go grab a cup of something to drink while you sit back and relax in your Barca lounger. That's really old-fashioned. Barca lounger. I would rather envision myself, if it was me, I would be on the lanai in a chaise lounge overlooking the Hawaiian Islands, drinking a virgin Mai Tai, some virgin drink, Mai Tai or pina colada or something, with some Hawaiian music in the background. Part of what we do here at TLC for the Soul is share the Aloha spirit with you. It's part of my mission to continue to anchor in the new Lemurian light codes, and the Hawaiian Islands is just a big power center for those things. And if you want to tap into that, you just really have to envision yourself within or around the Hawaiian Islands, and it just is like pumping out the energy of Lemuria, new Lemuria, so that we balance out on the planet the spirituality, nature-based kind of teachings, along with the new Atlantean frequencies, which are more into the new technologies and things that are going to help us moving forward in our 3D lives. So everybody wanted to be here. So I've got so much stuff here. So I want to just ring us in with the singing bowl and just clear the energy. If you want to chant Om with me, this is, we talk a lot on the show about using the violet fire to clear energy. That's my drink. About using the violet fire, but another way to quickly clear your energy is, let's take a deep breath together, because we're all about teaching the ways. My son and I have been watching Star Wars, like all the trilogies. So we started with the 90s ones. That's what the first part of the story. And we watched all 3 of those. And now we're moving on to the 70s ones. And then we'll move up to the newest ones. But I thought it was only interesting that, you know, we want to do that this month with all of the Starseed upgrade stuff. But we're all about teaching the ways of the Force here on TLC for the Soul, helping you and empowering you to work with your own energy, understand the energy that's around you as the alchemist that you are, understanding how, putting yourself in a place of power, understanding how to work with what's within and around you, around your field, how that affects you, and how you can alchemize it if it's not serving your highest and greatest good. So another way to quickly clear your energy, and I always kind of start out by kind of tapping the heart space and envisioning the heart space. So whatever that looks like to you, it's easiest to open the heart space by envisioning someone or something that you love. And then you can feel your heart space expanding. We teach you kind of how to do that too. So if you just kind of brush your hands off a little bit and kind of put your thumbs in the center, like smush your thumbs into the center of your palms, and you can do it on yourself or envision like a little version of you in front of yourself. But what you're doing is you're holding your hands out, and you're going to be moving them, your hands, like your palms facing each other, and you're going to be moving your hands inward towards each other as you're measuring the energy of your chakra centers. And in this case, we're measuring the energy of our heart space. So you'll hold your palms out and you'll just say, my heart space, the energy of my heart chakra. And you'll start to move your hands inward until you feel like a push or a tingling or a pressure, something kind of holding your hands back. And that's kind of the default size or circumference of the energies of, in this case, your heart chakra. So wherever that is, stop there and just remember that place. That default. And then what you're going to do, you can put your hands down for a minute, just remember where that's at. And then let's take a deep breath inward. And think about, imagine, envision someone you love. Anybody, it could be a someone, a something. Just envision it there, anywhere, within and around you. And once you have that, now you want to do the same thing with your hands, but I would say like put them out a little bit further. And now that you have this, like envision, your heart is kind of overflowing with love for whatever this person or this thing is. Now do the same thing again. Say the energy of my heart space. And it should have increased. Should have increased. Now let's do the opposite. They want me to say to focus your energy just quickly on somebody that you're angry with. somebody who maybe you hold resentment towards, or that's, done something to upset you recently. And just hold that in your mind's eye for a moment, like, oh, this situation really upsets me, or this person really BOs me, or whatever. Oh, goodness me. And then do the same thing with our test. So let's bring our hands in until we say the energy of my heart center, and you should have noticed that it's gotten smaller. So let's clear these spaces in these places. Whenever we work with chanting Om, I work with the heart and the crown. So we're taking a breath into the heart space, feeling that heart expand. You know what kind of your baseline is, feeling that heart expansion and moving that loving energy, however you envision that. It's easiest for me, just as an example, like I just envision like a big giant heart, and I move that big giant heart up to my crown center, which is the top of your head. You can also activate your crown by kind of just lightly tapping the top of your head, but the fastest way to activate your crown is to move loving energy up from your heart into your crown. And the spiritual energy, the golden light that comes down through the crown, is what clears the energy field once the chanting of Om starts, because Om is the kind of universal symbol or frequency of the crown chakra and the spiritual cord. So there's a lot of light language on this show. If you're new here and you're not familiar with that and you hear it and it intrigues you, just roll with that. We do a lot of clearing and healing work via light language here. All right, let's do this clearing so we can move on to what else is going on in the Starseed upgrade. So let's move some energy. Breathe into your heart space and move that heart energy, that love energy up to the crown. The crown is the input where the spiritual fire is going to come down. Your palms of your hands and the soles of your feet are the outputs. And we're going to create a violet fire for you all to move this discordant energy into. And you can do that on your own. You can just create a violet fire. You can imagine yourself standing in a body of water, like in kind of up to your knees. That will drain any lower energies down into the water, out into the ocean or wherever it is, whatever bodies of water or earth that you want to put this energy into for releasing. And then we're just going to do our Om chanting. So you're going to kind of hold your hands out, like towards the violet fire or down towards the water. Just be aware of your crown, your palms, and the soles of your feet. And we're going to do this Om chant 3 times. So here we go. Chant with me. Last one. All good and ready to receive these messages. 14 minutes in. Nothing happens fast here at TLC for the Soul, I'm going to say. Well, sometimes it does, but let's see. We're going to burn this incense. Hey, this is our only time we get to hang out this month and take it slow. This is Cherry Blossom Incense by Shoyedo USA. It's a Japanese incense. clear our energy and just light, get some fire going on. Noroko kondera arketan. Shu uhu any bufanda arke. Cherry blossoms, because it's finally spring here in North Dakota. It took a while. It's May. Trees are finally starting to bloom. And it went from like 20s to like 75, almost what felt like overnight. So I went from like, my son's like, Mom, it's kind of hot in the house. And so I was like, oh my God, I think I actually have to turn my furnace off and turn my air conditioner on because stuff was it was feeling kind of humid inside. So now, so bizarre, I have the air on. I still have the windows cracked though. I still got to get my outside air in. I'm like, oh, still cracked windows. All right, so cherry blossoms is going to be burning. Let's see if I can. And I'm aware that this microphone is touching my face. I don't know if that's making a sound, but I don't think it's major. All right, so, oh, goodness me. For a couple of months now, we've been talking about new soul journeys and soul missions starting. They started to like materialize. They started to move down in frequency from the creational realms of the Elohim down into some of the lower dimension, not lower dimensional, but like wherever they need to be, like the emotional mental field. They kind of are moving down the dimensional planes, getting ready to materialize in the 3D. And this has been happening since the equinox in March. And Spirit has been sharing with us that between March and the solstice in June, that these things were going to start popping off and materializing for us based on all the hard work that we've done, everything that we've done to get to this point. And they're saying we're still in a little bit of a waiting game. So I wanted to share, and I did not screen print it. There's a big ignition point happening next week. So I'm recording this May the 11th. And I will show for people that are actually watching and not necessarily listening. It's my little hand-drawn calendar. But May the 16th is a fixed grand cross in the heavens. It forms a sacred geometry at a 0 point of each of the fixed signs. And within that picture, there's also a, I'm going to link to Molly Mccord's video on this rather than me trying to screenshot it for you. But it looks like a kite when you draw all the points together. So 0 degrees of each of the fixed signs. And starting with Taurus. And it looks like a kite, but also in that picture that she has in the diagram, there is a lot of 2-2 energy right around. I think it's like, help me out here, guys, with the astrology. It's like, not transiting planets that are in conjunction with what's going on in this fixed grand cross. And it stood out to me thank you. It stood out to me in the diagram that there was a lot of 2-2s in there, kind of around the, what is that? Like the midheaven. So that was a big signal for me that, number one, starseeds in general are getting these huge upgrades in whatever houses the fixed signs fall for you. So look at what the fixed signs are. Taurus is one of them. I won't get them all right. That's why I think is it Libra, Aquarius? I won't get them. And I didn't bring my tablet. there somewhere. So look at what the fixed signs are, and then go to your own natal chart and see what houses those fixed signs fall in. There's 4 of them. And those will be the areas where you'll be getting this ignition point at this 0 degrees, this fixed grand cross. It starts on May the 16th. And there's like a little bit of a integration period, like a holding pattern kind of a thing till about the 23rd of May. And then everything in those houses is like skaploosh, they're saying. Like everything just is like a huge new timelines, new chapters, new people, there's new commissions, new missions kicking off in those houses. And then the other thing that also kind of aids this is Jupiter moving into Taurus right around that same time, almost on that same date. And the Mercury retrograde ending. So there's this big energy push. What we may hear the spirit tell us is divine timing kicking off around that time. And we had to get to this 5/5 eclipse that we just had on May the 5th before those things that are wanting to and are coming to you to manifest, before those things could move down into more of the pre-physical plane. So they're starting to move down more into the emotional, mental plane, these things that you want, especially the emotional plane, especially the third eye, into the chakras field of resonance, meaning things that are getting ready to pop off. I don't know why I like using that. I don't even know if that's the right way to use that term, but things that are getting ready to kick off with this, this ignition point are things that you're going to start seeing more with your psychic senses. They won't feel so far away. They'll start to feel more like more in your face, with more and more signs, more and more serendipity, more and more synchronicities, more vivid dreams, more astral projections and astral like visitation, more of these things starting to show themselves to you, like almost like, I don't want to be like everywhere you turn, but everywhere that you seek to find a sign, it's going to be there telling you that this thing is coming. And Spirit's been giving us signs for quite some time. Now, if you're on the twin flame path, which I am, if you're not familiar, I have started a twin flame series over on my Loveland Tarot channel. If you're listening on the podcast, you get the series, you get everything as part of the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, this series is available on Loveland Tarot. It's my sister channel, because I gotta have like more than one channel. That's in my featured channels, the links to my other 2 YouTube channels. But this is a series, Twin Flames 2.0. It's a very sacred channeling and work that I'm doing to bring a deeper, more clear understanding of the twin flame path and the twin flame journey, because many people with this ignition point starting here next week are starting what we're calling wave 1 of the twin flame journey. That is the you're kind of just waking up to what a twin flame is, what's the journey all about, trying to understand it, trying to have it like gel in your mind of what it is. So we're trying to put a lot of definition, a lot of energy exercises around how to actually recognize the twin flame. There is only one, and there is a way to energetically, scanning energy, tell which one it is, who that person is. And so we're doing, I try to post those once a week on Thursdays or Fridays. So I'll be doing that this week. But for those people, Twin Flame Journey is getting a step forward. So if you are in anything other than wave 1, some of us are in wave 3, meaning we've done it happens in some of it happens in 3-year cycles, but some of us have been in a wave 3 cycle, which is preparing for reunion/union, however you want to look at it, meeting up with this person for the first time in the 3D in this lifetime kind of thing. And some of us have completed this wave 3, and we are now ready to move on to the physical manifestation. Like, we've earned all the work we've done. We've earned the right to move on and finally align with this person, this soul, after what could feel like eons of time. We're ready to align and come into 3D union or contact with this other individual. And so that's going to pop off at this, with this ignition point. And so I wanted to just pull some cards around for everyone, regardless of which journey you're on or how you clarify or signify or call yourself or which, what it is that you're doing. What these soul mission upgrades might mean to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not everyone here is on a twin flame journey. Not everyone is aware that they could be if they wanted to. Not everyone is supposed to be in this lifetime. It's just all depends. So I'm not going to go into depth with that here. That's for the other series, Twin Flames 2.0. If you want to read the channelings and the workbook, we're creating a workbook together. That is all on my blog, which is also linked in the show notes. So if you're curious about what we've only done one show, but all the channeling from that show and the channelings from the show I'm going to do this week are already in the blog if you want to go read more about that, and then join us over there. All right. The other thing, well, I guess I do have to grab this after all, as I create chaos. The other thing is the artwork for this month. And a new card deck that I'm going to be drawing from here. Okay, so the art for this month, which is in our Redbubble shop as art pieces. I don't think there's any t-shirt for this one. I just don't really like the t-shirt there. But is Union. So if you're listening to this, I don't know if I posted this on Instagram. I think I posted this on Instagram the other day. So this is the artwork. It looks really cool on art prints and pins and all of that, but it's Union. We've got 2 wolves. Wolves are big. We've been working a lot with wolves throughout this whole journey together with the lone wolf that we worked with. I don't even know how many years ago now. We have a whole journey with the lone wolf on a playlist in this channel. I should link to that too for those of you. This is kind of those of you that are in wave 2 of the twin flame journey, but any journey, whatever. This could be union with your own divine masculine, divine feminine. But whatever this union is, there's a big hurrah, cheering, and lots of love and congratulations from the cosmos, from those, our spirit friends, the guides, angels, any guides you resonate with, are just cheering on this union. And it could be, if it's union for just you, you're not part of like a soulmate type of, you're not part of like a twin flame union. It's going to be the union within yourself, your ascension process, upgrading to a new level. Let me show you before I dig out my other new deck, which is not my deck, but I really like it. So this is the new card deck. This is Forest of the Wolf. This is our deck for this month. I'm doing pretty good right here. I think I have a new deck almost every month or every other month. This one I don't have up for sale yet, but I am probably going to have a giveaway of this deck in a little while, because I got an extra one. I have an extra one and I want to give that away. So, excuse me. So let's first, so my other new favorite, they're all my favorites, is the Mystic Martian Oracle. So we're going to draw from that and see what areas of our Starseed, ours, yours, mine, what areas of our lives are going to be most affected, impacted. What's the new soul missions coming up? What are they exactly? What can we look forward to as these things start? The things are really going to start manifesting late May, like They're showing me 1, 2, 3, the 4th week of May into the 1st week of June. I hope so. I need a good birthday present. My birthday is coming up on June 3rd. I'm like, come on, come on, Spirit. I have been super patient. I have done your bidding. Can we do this before my birthday, please? My God. Because Spirit said that by the solstice, we would firmly be on the new path. Not that we were going to have to wait until the solstice in June for these things to start happening. So hopefully, it is Gemini season coming up here. Let's see, what areas of our life, what's happening with these Starseed mission upgrades? Let's get some cards from this deck. This is a very visually appealing deck too. I just do want to show the back of it. It's got these cute little green, gilding's not the right word. They're not golden, but they're green sides, like neon green sides. We're going to have some light language here in a little bit too to kind of like help us. Oh man. Let's see, we got 3 cards. Drum roll. What's the first card? What area of our life? Crop circles. All right. Messages and signs and curiosity. This came up yesterday. What areas of our lives? Messages, curiosity, and signs. I think this is a confirmation that the signs are just going to keep increasing and increasing. These bubbles of light that are coming down from the card. If you're listening to this too, you kind of owe it to yourself to just go look at the images of this deck online. Or, you know, I just like to go watch the card flip through sometimes. This is a fun one to see as a card flip through, like on YouTube. But the signs are just going to keep increasing as things start manifesting, as these bubbles of light start dropping down and our manifestations come in. And be curious. Yeah, and here's a message that came up the other day is as these new things start coming into your awareness, they may be very different than what you've been used to before, no matter what area of your life it is. And so you may be a little bit accustomed to like sticking to your comfort zone, but it's like, hey, if it's an upgrade, you have to like be curious and take that, you know, make that leap of faith kind of out of your comfort zone a little bit. So if it's a relationship, you know, it could be a person coming in who is drastically different than anybody you've ever met or had a relationship with in the past. And so at first it may be a little like disconcerting, like, whoa, what's happening here? But if it's an upgrade, then that means it's like bigger and better and, you know, why do they keep giving me that's like $6 million man? Like it's better than what you're even expecting. And so it could throw you a little bit like, whoa, I'm not used to something like that. I'm not used to all of this, whatever it is, even if it's not a person, all of this coming at me. It could be a little disconcerting, a little overwhelming. It could feel like you've entered a crop circle. Like, oh gosh, I feel like when some of these things start manifesting, it's going to feel a little surreal. Yeah, a little bit like, kind of like you are standing in front of a crop circle and it's like, man, I really want to go walk that whole thing and see what this is all about and explore every nook and cranny of this crop circle. But at the same time, it could be like, oh shit, this is a crop circle. Where did it come from? Do I go in there? You know, is there radiation? Like you could be like taken aback by fears of, just fears of the past could start coming up a little bit, but we know how to clear those, right? They're just like niggling fears. And if you've been doing the work all this time, then you're not going to let those spiritual warriors, it's my Starseed spiritual warriors, all my Lyrans, all my Arcturians, Pleiadians, like you're not going to let those things stop you or scare you. I think they may like just surprise you a little bit, like, oh shit, there's a crop circle, and you may like ponder for a minute, like, oh God, and then your higher self, you've integrated with your higher self takes over and it's like, whoa, this is what I've been wanting all along. What the heck? What do you mean I'm not going to go in and You mean to me a crop circle's right in front of me and I am not going to go and like explore that darn crop circle? You bet I am. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to see what signs, signals, synchronicities. I'm going to see what magic awaits inside that crop circle. And if God is my source, then I know that this crop circle was put there just exactly for me, right at the exact right time. It's what I've been wishing for all along. And you better get yourself in that darn crop circle and go looking around. All right. Whew. Wow, Spirit. So you're going to be curious to explore all the ins and outs of this crop circle. So it's being funny. Maybe it's because the Shiva Lingam is here. Okay, I'm getting a little sassy, and the Shiva Lingam. I did bring the Shiva Lingam, wanted to be here as part of this episode. So, I'll just hold on. Let's see. The second card we got was, I love it when Spirit does this. The second card we got was Taosetians, resilient, bold, and sassy. I don't know who they are. Let's just see. I'll show you the card. It looks like a Shiva Lingam. Sassy energy. Well, wait, so this is what's showing up. Hold on, gotta get it. This is card number 21. Taosetians, because I'm not very familiar with them and I like this book. Taosetians predominantly reside in the Cetus, the whale constellation, which is relatively near Earth, only 12 light years away. Though it is suggested some reside on Epsilon, I don't know this, in the Uranus constellation. They are humanoid with an olive tanned complexion and black hair. Some say they look Mediterranean, Slavic, and or South American in appearance. Like Pleiadians, they have slightly pointed ears. Their build is very solid, typically with strong, brawny legs. Their noses are broad, and they mostly have short Roman crew-style haircuts. Taosetians prefer to reside in secluded dwellings. They are in alliance with Pleiadians and other off-planet societies who have shared similar historical experience of being preyed upon during draconian invasions. They have a history of being victimized by a predatory species. It's still raw there with them, and they are still battling wounds. This sounds like, which is what we just talked about. Their intense grudge in this area is very obvious, and they are focused on raising their awareness. Their motherships are huge plasma crafts. Taosetians are known to be brilliant pilots and galactic navigators. So this is about speaking your truth, being sassy, blunt, candid, speaking with conviction, being bold and intense. So maybe you do resonate with Taosetians. Just because I have not encountered them doesn't mean you haven't. But they look like us as the spiritual warrior. Like, hey, I've done the work. I deserve this crop circle. This crop circle. You can't mess with me. You can't mind control me. You can't get one over on me anymore, because I have ascended to a point where I'm not going to take that crap anymore from anybody. And I just feel like this is you, whoever you are, standing in your power, ready to receive these things that are coming in, these mission upgrades. So there you are, standing in your power. And the third card that comes along is card 12, Mantis Beings. Enigma, elusive, and sensitive. What does this have to do? I'm going to have to go to the book on this one too. There's some more little balls of energy coming down. All right, Mantis Beings is card number 12. Oh, look now. Taosetians is card 21, and Mantis Beings is card 12. That's mirrored energy. Oh, this is like the union art piece. This is like mirrored energy between two people or within you, like energies that are kind of a little different from each other, but are coming together. Let's see, card 12. Let's see what these Mantis kids are all about. Some consider the Mantis beings to be one of the most mysterious. It is said they originated from the Virgo constellation in the Sombrero. Oh my God, the Sombrero galaxy. In the Sombrero galaxy, some 29 million light years from Earth. Certain factions also reside in the Draco constellation. Mantis beings are bipedal, standing up to 10 feet tall with additional joints on their long, spindly limbs. They have an exoskeleton body that ranges in color from green to brown to black. Their neck, arms, and hands have additional joints, and they are insectoid in appearance, similar to Earth's praying mantis. They have sometimes been associated with abduction and contactee phenomena, and reports claim they have an oily covering substance on their body for reasons that are still speculative. Ancient Egyptian, Aboriginal, and African mythologies make reference to these beings. Reports say mantis beings' culture reveres the matriarchal, social structure, and they honor subtle feminine receptive frequencies to maintain a heightened tune in awareness. Masters of sound and color vibrations, both in healing, presence, and maintaining an altered state of high consciousness. So to me then, the Tassetians are more like a divine masculine kind of presence, and these mantis beings are more of a divine feminine presence. And it's so interesting that they're giving me the chills, so many chills, 21 and the 12. So this is mirrored energy, just beings who are trying to do the work. They're just trying to do the work. They're trying to ascend, just like us. So how does this answer my question of what these upgrades are about? We've got mirrored energy. We've got crop circles. Where do you want to go to next? The wolf deck. They're still not really telling me what these upgrades are. Let's see. So this is Forest of the Wolf. Let's see what we get from this deck. We've got one card. Abundance. So, you know what? I don't think we're really going to get exactly what. I think they've already kind of given us exactly where the upgrades are going to occur. And these aren't like secrets, right? So if you go to those areas in your chart that we just talked about, the fixed signs, we can actually look those up now. Fixed signs. Okay. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So go to get your natal chart if you don't already have it and see what houses those signs fall in. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And this fixed grand cross is at the 0 degree of each of those signs. And those houses are where you're going to have the biggest upgrades. And if you see what houses they are for you individually, then I don't think it's going to be any surprise to you as to what you're manifesting that has to do with those houses, right? Because I think while you're getting an upgrade in general, like your light body is upgrading, like new things that you want are things you've been wishing for, right? So it shouldn't be a surprise. And it looks like they're kicking off in abundance, like almost like and look, there's 4 wolves on this card. So the things are coming in abundance in those 4 houses, kind of above and beyond what you were expecting. So let's go ahead. Let me see if there's any other cards. I think we're done with the cards. So we're going to bring in some light language to just help support you over this next 2 or 3 weeks, because I think patience is your power right now. No matter what it is, if it's a person you're waiting for, if it's communication if it's a situation you're in that you are waiting for to end so that you can move forward with something else, if it's some sort of new job or career, answer to a question, or some big thing that you've been waiting for, and Spirit's been very generous, I think, with giving us these timelines. And I have seen this in multiple readers honing in and getting guidance for these same time frames that are being shared with me, the ones I've already given you. So let's just take a deep breath and see what light language wants to come through to support the patience process. We have Mother Mary here, and Mother Mary has been here all month long for me. She really started, I mean, she's around, but she really made herself more known than normal, more known than usual. And there's something going on with all the aspects of Mother Mary right now, because I was been very guided to look at like artwork of all the different emanations of Mother Mary, like the Mother, the Divine Mother in Fatima, the Divine Mother in Lourdes, the Divine Mother emanations all around the globe where she shows up, as the sacred statues that cry or whatever. Like she's really pushing out the divine feminine energy in all aspects of herself. So the different areas of the Divine Mother, which represent different things. So if we just focus on like Fatima and Lourdes, Lourdes is like the Divine Mother's presence for physical healing and light body restoration. The Mother Mary emanation of Fatima is all about, oh my God, I'm getting so many chills, is all about the Divine Mother's presence, like for more and more people waking up to the ascension process, to their spiritual journey and spiritual path, because Fatima and that area in, what is it? I'm going to say it wrong. Is it Mccord? You know what I'm talking about. But where she appeared, like, as a giant, version of herself to the kids that were there and to the people that would gather to watch the children like channel her in. She's just making it's just like we're waking up more and more. And so the different emanations of Mary around the globe are the different areas of our causal body and our light body self that are getting amplified during this time as well. So if I would say that there was a guide for the month of May, being that we're already almost halfway into it though, is look at the different emanations of Mother Mary. Which one resonates with you the most? And I am going to share her name because she has some amazing artwork, and it's an Etsy channel, so I'll have to link, if I remember to put all these links in. She's an artist, Flor Larios, Flor, and then her last name Larios, and she has a huge body of work, artwork, where she has channeled in many of the saints, and I think because she has like it seems like a Hispanic or a Spanish kind of an origin. I think she's from the Florida area. She channels in a lot of the saints and the guides that are from that time, like the Spanish time. Mexico, where Mother Mary emanates out of, like Cuba and Mexico and South America. So she's got more of a South American influence to her work rather than Celtic and all that. But like this is I think this is the one I ordered of Mother Mary. It's the Sacred Heart of Mother Mary, but she's got all these different emanations of Mother Mary as artwork. It's very activating, and you may find one there that speaks to you. A lot of the Mother Mary emanations, like in the missions and the Spanish missions and the South American places and spaces, and she does have a few like the Lourdes and the Celtic references on her. That's her Etsy page. So let's bring in some divine feminine light language just to support the process of interpreting all the signs that are going to be coming through for you. Having the patience to know that God is your source and God is on your side, and these things are going to be manifesting as soon as they're able to, in great abundance, according to the cards. Let's take a deep breath together. Open yourself to receive. Shunyarahe kurutene Shinyo yo baya chotenya Me hashanae Oh my Oh my Take a deep breath. So we had Goddess Sophia present, Mother Mary, just the aspect of the Divine Feminine. Just kind of giving us a more dreamy, floaty, peaceful, patient quality. Now I'm going to share some quantum healing, just surrounding you, enveloping you with the Christ light and the Aloha spirit, the vibes, the healing, the blissful states that are the new Lemurian light codes. Shiru hui I aha inni bara tukotata Piandieta corti tampate catente ciucciutto catto ya ha ya ha ya oh hi ai tutto shuru ni shoo ha hi. All right, friends, I want to thank you for spending a better part of your hour with me. That is all we have for today in this magical, mystical month of May. And the next time I see you will be in Twin Flames 2.0, where we will be talking about how to scan the energy of the Twin Flame connection. Since there's only one of those out there that aligns to you, then it's going to be very easy to see potential soulmate relationships. Things coming in are the one, that one, for those people that are never sure, like, is this or is this not? And we're going to talk about the energy signatures of the different types of soul relationships. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me here, and we will chat with you again soon. Take care.